At an early young age, I was actually kind of thrown to really mature and be more of a provider. Unfortunately, I was part of a household that had a father figure that, doing the best he can, went down a path of alcoholism, drug addiction. Long story short, he was actually clinically diagnosed schizophrenia. I am a vice president of sales for a software company. Was almost questioning myself, like, do I belong here? Am I worthy of being here? Wanting to find the root of why am I believing these things that deep down I knew weren't true. They may see something in me. Why am I not able to see that in myself? And I stumbled upon hypnotherapy.
Tell us more about like hypnotherapy and the concept of like, how does the process of it, how does it work? Like, give us an understanding of that.
It's really understanding your psyche, your programming, going deep, layers deep, to really find what's the root cause of my certain belief system. What's the root reason I continue to self-sabotage my relationships? And I'm happy to say that after through that, I was able to help my dad get in a program, get clean.
Wow.
And he's now 2.5 years sober. And really the only person, the only thing that is standing between us and what we want is ourselves.
Breath of life, the breath of life, man. It feels so good to breathe, right? It feels like so much of my life I was locked into the chest and this like tightness around the fascia, and eventually just breathing through it, it's like it opens these channels up, you start receiving more. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, Damian, is the interesting nature of your life and the things that you've overcome, the things that you've really filtered into your life when it comes to hypnotherapy, and we're going to dive into that. Some other things around have, be, do. What does that actually mean? So a lot of great things on mindset, your story, these powerful concepts that can give people some motivation moving forward. So tell us about hypnotherapy and your story with that. I'd love to hear more about it.
Absolutely. I'll start a little bit at the beginning and just a little bit about myself. So I am born and raised in East LA, first of my family to, like they say, graduate high school, go to college. Oldest of 4, I have 3 younger sisters. Unfortunately, I was part of a household that had a father figure that, doing the best he can, trying to put food and a shelter over our family, really went down a path of alcoholism, drug addiction. Long story short, he was actually clinically diagnosed schizophrenia as well, schizophrenic. So at an early young age, I was actually kind of thrown to really mature and be more of a provider for my family, when some might say I wasn't ready for that. So through that process, it really helped me either see things where, like they might say, a victim mindset, and say, well, this is what happened to me. But fortunately enough, I was able to see things in a different light, where it was really building my character and building me to really be able to not only withstand the scenario that I was thrown into, but really rise out of it and help my family and those around me really not be victim to circumstances or a certain scenario. In terms of hypnotherapy, on a professional level, I am a vice president of sales for a software company working with some of the largest health systems and the federal government in the nation. We support their initiatives around behavioral health and suicide prevention on a massive scale. Candidly, when I got that job 2 years ago, I was feeling a little bit of what is classified as like imposter syndrome. Am I really ready for this role? Did I bite off too much more than I can chew? Coming in, in a world where it's primarily older individuals. I am Latino, being in a world where there's not too many Latinos in that profession, in that realm, was almost questioning myself, like, do I belong here? Am I worthy of being here? Along with that, things with like my relationships with my partners. I learned a lot about like anxious attachment style, avoidant attachment style, things like that. So just through research and really wanting to find the root of why am I believing these things that deep down I knew weren't true. They interviewed me, they vetted me, they gave me this position for a reason. They must believe, they may see something in me. Why am I not able to see that in myself? And I stumbled upon hypnotherapy.
Yeah, how did you stumble upon it? Was it just like a random coincidence or whatever? It's a synchronicity, of course. But
yeah, so like most things these days, I came across a post on Instagram. So one of the more well-known hypnotherapists, Dom the Hypnotist, he actually works with UFC fighters and a lot of high-performing entrepreneurs and sports athletes. He was mentioned on Joe Rogan. But I was just really captivated on the messaging around, we all know hypnosis on stage, you're getting sleepy or bark like a dog or whatever the case may be. But he shed a light that it's really deeper than that. It's really understanding your psyche, your programming, your subconscious, and that is what controls our thoughts, which would control or lead to our feelings, which would then lead to our behavior and our actions, which then leads to our reality. So really understanding that concept early on, I immediately was just gravitated to that, and I was like, I got to dive deeper into this. Reached out, probably liked one of his stories. I mean, you're in the social media game, and got a message from him, and I was like, this is probably like some kind of chat bot or something like that.
Yeah. Cliche stuff like that.
Yeah. But no, I mean, then he sent me a voice note, we were chatting, and then I jumped on a call, and I'm very much of a believer in, investing in yourself. So I went through the program as a client, as a student, and it really helped me not only understand reasons that I was actually putting this own limiting belief on myself, but why it actually impacted so many other areas in my life in terms of the type of relationship I was having with my partners, my relationship with my father after not seeing him for 10 years, him actually being homeless because of addiction. I was able to reframe everything that I've ever gone to that I was holding on with a negative viewpoint on it. I was able to release it and actually embrace it. And I'm happy to say that through that process, I was able to help my dad get in a program, get clean.
Wow.
And he's now 2.5 years sober. We actually celebrated his sobriety by doing skydiving.
Amazing.
Yeah,
man.
so it's helped in so many areas of my life. Just given that our life is created by our thoughts and our actions, whether it's finances, whether it's your physique, do you believe you're worthy of a physique you want or not, self-sabotage, confidence, if somebody says, I'm not good at public speaking, where did that really come from?
Spell that you're casting, right?
Right. If somebody says, I'm not really good at sparking up a conversation with somebody, really? Because when you were like 5, I'm sure you played with somebody at the school playground or at the park, like, hey, you want to play? But something happened at some point in our life that we tied our identity to, which in present terms would kind of have these limiting beliefs that are stopping you from achieving the things that you want. And it's really pivoted my life for me to have the confidence that I can truly have anything that I want. I can become any type of person that I want. I can become the person that has those things. And I'm able to take the actions that would allow me to have the life that I want. And I mean, look where we are.
Beautiful Costa Rica, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Well, tell us more about like hypnotherapy and the concept of like, what is it really, like how does the process of it, how does it work? Like give us an understanding of that, the process of a hypnotherapy session, for instance.
Great question. So really probably the first step, just like anything, would be to really re-educate the other individual and kind of remove any pre-notion of what you think it is, so that you're not already kind of going with expectations. Really destigmatizing that it's not
the on stage thing.
It's not on stage. I'm not hypnotizing you to do anything you don't want to do. Okay,
it's never like an outside in thing, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So that would probably be the first thing.
That is so interesting. I have to say, just how everyone thinks of hypnotherapy as that. It's like a very interesting psyop of like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like abracadabra and that person stops or does something. It's like.
I mean, that would be pretty cool.
So
but
it's far from that, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's internal work, basically, what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
When friends or family or even just people I just meet, when they learn I'm a certified hypnotherapist now, because I went through the program not only as a student, but I just felt so moved by it that I was like, hey, I want to learn this so that I can
offer a session or something. Yeah,
just advocate and just help others through life with that process. And the first thing they say was like, well, can you hypnotize me? Let me see hypnotize me. And it's almost like, I can't do anything to you that you don't want done. It's almost like being a personal trainer. I could go with you to the gym, I could show you the routine, but I can't make you work out and push your body to the limit. That's totally up to you.
You need the intrinsic motivation to some degree.
Correct. And then what's the purpose behind it? It's very purpose-based. So that would be the first step, is just kind of destigmatizing what they think it is, and then just re-educating them in terms of it's really just having one of the most powerful conversations you've ever had with yourself. I'm just here to kind of guide that. I'm just here to really help guide through a certain prompts, really advocating you to ask yourself certain questions and going deep, layers deep, to really find what's the root cause of my certain belief system. What's the root reason that I continue to procrastinate things even though I know I need to be doing it? What's the root cause I continue to self-sabotage my relationships when I feel like they're going great? Why am I keep doing that to myself? So that would be really the premise of it.
Are these usually like an hour session, or it depends, right? It could be.
Absolutely. I mean, you can have really quick breakthroughs. Again, some individuals are really open and just allow that process to just kind of happen, and they just need a little nudge. Some individuals, it's so layered down that you would need multiple sessions. An hour is a good time frame. I try not to put a time limit on it, because sometimes when you're in like that state where they're really getting into it, you don't want to say, well, all right, that's about it.
Yeah.
But that you could get a lot done in 1 hour, and sometimes it's good to have multiple sessions, because it'll also give them time to reflect. Chances are, more than likely, they're going to remember certain events that happened when they're ages 0 to 7. That's really the sweet spot, that something happened that really is
0 to 7, really?
Ages 0 to 7.
Do you know why that is? Is it just the youthful age at that time?
Yeah, so just even on a scientific level, your brain is in, and don't quote me on this, but it's in a certain wavelength. There's theta.
More theta, probably.
Correct, probably one of that one. So it's really receiving everything around them to now get their baseline of understanding. It's almost like 0 to 7 is like when you buy a new computer back in the day and you wanted to upload a new operating system. That loading bar, 0 to 7. It's really that age where they're starting to pull ideas, concepts, and really building their identity. And then they kind of latch onto that.
That is so interesting. Yeah, I see that quite a bit, especially up until the age 7 or so. Is like my viewpoint on it is I want no formal education that is more mathematical or scientific with my child up to 7. Like they even say like at that up to around 7, 8 years old, like they're in such a creative state, they're downloading everything and receiving it, whether it's a defense mechanism later on or it's like stored deeply to protect themselves in some form or fashion. So that makes complete sense then. So basically what you're doing as a hypnotherapist is guiding people upon a meditative journey within oneself of their past experiences through certain prompts and certain questions. And then it gets them into that hole of the root of like, oh my God, I'm back into this situation I didn't even know about. Tell us about your experience with it personally that led you into, because obviously you built a passion toward it. Did you have a specific story with hypnotherapy where you were having it done on you and you just went through some alchemization of some sort? Or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked with Damian the Hypnotist. I got certified through his program, and I was fortunate enough to have a really amazing coach. Her name is Robin. And even from the first session, I mean, you can get emotional, but emotions, as we know, are healthy. A lot of times, especially as a man, we're holding these emotions, and that's actually what's causing us to have aches and pains, shoulder tension. We've had the weight of the world on our shoulders. Working with her, I mean, really, I had some amazing experiences, and it just really brings clarity into what do I want, what's holding me back. Let's figure out what it is that's holding me back. Why is it holding me back? And how can I reframe it so that that thing that once held me back is actually now a proponent, is now actually a fuse to a rocket ship versus a fuse to a TNT bomb that's kind of destroying things. So
it's all about reframing that.
Absolutely.
That's at the foundation.
All about reframing. That's actually a key component to the entire process, is identifying that one event that caused you to believe this one thing about you or thing about the world, and reframing it where what are the positive lessons that I can take and apply today, so that the next time something happens that is going to trigger that reaction of, I'm not self-confident, I can't speak to others, I'm not a good people person, I'm a procrastinator. There's going to be an opportunity. It's going to happen again where you have a choice. I'm going to go back and keep doing what I've always been doing, but because you went through this process, you're not asleep, so you're aware of what you're discussing. You're able to remind yourself, nah, I remember. That was actually a good thing. That's not me. I'm going to take this step. And it's like muscle memory. The more times you presented with the opportunity to react the way you used to, or to now respond the new way, now with this new framing, that becomes your new normal, where almost you're gonna laugh and remember the days where you used to be scared to talk on screen, scared to talk on stage, scared to approach, a new person, a lady friend at the bar, scared to put yourself out there. A lot of people have amazing ideas. Everybody does. They're probably scared to take action because they're probably scared they're gonna fail. What if it doesn't work? What if people laugh at me? What if? Going through that process, again, the terms that I like to really use it unlocks and reminds us of our natural born ability to literally have, be,
Perfect
or do
segue. Tell me
anything
about
it
the
is that they want in this
man.
life.
All about have, be, do. What does that mean? What does have, be, do? What is all of that?
I mean, just what it sounds like, even in biblical terms, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find. We're put on this earth to really be creators, to be creative. And there's an abundance of resources. There's an abundance of reward. There's an abundance of everything for everybody to win. And really the only thing that is standing between us and what we want is ourselves. It's not the government. It's not finances. You can get a loan, you can figure it out. It's not anything. It's not my dad. It's not my upbringing. It's do you want it? Do you believe in yourself? Do you take the actions to get it done? If so, it's not gonna be easy, but it can be done. And I think you're a walking testimonial to that. Everything around us that you see, that you use, from our devices to the vehicles we drive to the buildings we're in, it all started with somebody's idea that they weren't scared to execute and to go after it. So in terms of the hypnotherapy and really my concept of have, be, do, I've had a pretty good life. I've been fortunate enough to have a good career in my life, travel the world, but I've always also felt that I was not really expanding on my potential, really kind of being complacent at times. And to me, that was actually a limiting belief that, hey, this is all I deserve. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm even lucky to be born and raised in East LA with the father that left us, drugs, addiction. I'm good as it is. I don't even want to show that, maybe I shouldn't even be here. Like, those thoughts can trickle in at a subconscious level. I don't think I'm having those word for word thoughts, but at a subconscious level, it's like, hey, dude,
you're good. Stay where you're at in a way. You don't need more. You're fine. You got what you need. You lived a hard lifestyle in the past. This is great. Stay there. Yeah.
Exactly. But then you have that little inner voice, and some people call it anxiety. Some people can call it other terms, but it's telling you, you can do more.
That little voice in the head always wants us to do more, right?
Exactly.
That's where Happy Do comes in. And so what are some things that you've been growing right now and leveraging that you're so excited about, or things that can help people? Maybe it's tying in hypnotherapy to Happy Do. Tell us more about that.
Absolutely. So I have been fortunate enough. I go on a lot of retreats. That's why I'm here with Bioculture. You guys are doing an amazing job. I love this. I have started my own retreat company. It's called Have, Be, Do Retreats. It's an all-inclusive, transformative, and wellness retreat. Our first one is going to be in Nicaragua. And of course, it's when you get there, we're going to have things for your body like yoga, breath work, surfing. Of course, make sure we're nourished. But what I want to bring to the table and really leave impact with my guests is the hypnotherapy aspect, and I call it success hypnosis. We're going to have a professional hypnotherapist. I am certified, but I don't practice it as a profession. I want my guests to have the best of the best. So we are going to have a professional hypnotherapist on site for the entire week. We're going to be going through a group session. We're going to have one-on-one breakthroughs. And I really know that each individual leaving that experience is at least going to have a new understanding and notion and belief in themselves that they can have anything they want, they can become anything they want, they can do anything they want. If you're scared of skydiving and you want to do it, guess what? we're gonna work
go
through that.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Instead
work
of
through
going
it.
into an elevator, we're gonna overcome that. Yeah.
We're gonna figure it out. Like
Yeah,
what is the stemming root from that? And I'm just super excited about it. I came here at Bioculture really to as a guest to not only benefit from being here in Costa Rica, take some time to kind of relax, but really you guys have been inspiring. What you guys have put together, the team, and can't speak enough on the community, the connection, and the conversations. I think that above all, that's what we're all looking for. And I'm going to take as much as I can and implement it there. And you guys have been truly inspiring in that aspect,
big, brother. I'm super excited to see this leverage. And this is in October, you said, right?
Yes. So our first one is October 11th. It's going to be in San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua. It's 1 week, all inclusive. Literally, our tagline is "Just land, we'll take care of the rest."
That's great. It's really
and
right?
you can find us at HBD Retreats. Stands for Happy Do. HBDretreats.com. And my personal social media is Damian.Aurelius, like Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah.
And I'm just super excited. I want to help expose what has helped me so much. I just want to be like that resource to really help launch someone into that world and really reminding them I could do this.
Yeah, it's like talking to your past self in a way, man. That's how I feel about this whole thing and this walk of life of these retreats and with Bioculture, what you're doing with HBD and just the things. It's like this is really all centered on how can we help our past self by helping others in the present, right? It's like that's basically the whole purpose of this world is the gratification we get from helping and serving others and fills our cup up quite a bit, right? And so, dude, it's been an honor just to get to know you. This is not going to be the last time. We're going to keep improving after this, but yeah, we're going to be having some a little relay race shortly on the beach. So we're going to be doing a lot of inner child play in a moment here. Did a lot of experimentation with things. Good conversation is it, though. I like how you bring that up. Like, we're all just really wanting and craving as a society with this internet web world, really just genuine community and connection. So you can get it at these retreats. You can do it. Go to hbdretreats.com. Go to biocultureretreats.com. Let's connect. You can learn a lot about the vitality, the collaboration, all the things when it comes to just becoming a more wholesome human. So appreciate you, Damian.
Thank you,
Let's
brother.
wrap it up again.
Woo.
Peace and love, everyone.